Hey there, YouTube. Jason from Blue Label Bastard Wargaming again. And I want to make this quick video because I was out much of last week, and when I started this channel, I tried to commit myself to doing at least one video a week. And I was gone. We took the family down to Kenya, which was an outstanding trip. Incredible scenery, blah blah blah. You guys aren't really interested in that, but so I was away and haven't really kept up much on what's been going on in the wargaming world. I've been starting to watch a couple videos on the new dwarves, and I have to laugh. I was actually watching Reef's video this evening, and you know, there's a billion videos out there already going through the new dwarf book, but you know, I had planned on doing a video on in defense of Chaos Dwarves, and I did it 3 times with this particular camera. And every time the video was corrupted, or it didn't record, or it crapped out halfway through, or I talked way too long. So I never got around to doing it. So I was like, oh yeah, you know, I need to do these videos. I want to do a defense of the Kadai Destroyer, which was bound to make me some friends. You know, and whenever I think about things like that, I'm like, you know what? I should really dust off the Chaos Dwarves. I don't get to play them that much. And I was really focused on Bretonnians, and still am. And so I got thinking more about that. And I recently signed up, or just yesterday, I got back this past weekend, so today's Monday. Yesterday I signed up on Ringo Simpkins' channel to do his, he's having a model build off, and I've got kind of a centerpiece model for my Imperial Fists that I want to get rolling on. And I'm going to make a video and submit for his channel. And so that came in the mail while I was gone. I'll show the bag. See? Do an unboxing of that. And then off eBay, I got an inexpensive set. As I was thinking more about the Chaos Dwarves, like, you know what? I should finish these guys. I've got, you know, I can go up to 3,000 points or so, but I didn't try out all the characters. I don't like to comment too much about an army until I've kind of played most of the stuff. So I got a cheap set of the Bull Centaurs, which I was going to do an unbagging of because I haven't really seen them played or shown that much on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, you know, I've got those 2 things I need to work on, and I've been working on my. You're not gonna be able to see these, but they're not finished yet. My Black Templar, my Crusader squad, and then I've got these guys. You know, I got to work on the Bretonnians some more, and I got to get those guys finished. And what else do I have? So I've just got a bunch of projects going, and then I'm thinking about the videos I want to make. You know, I want to try to play around. I use Corel, the video editor, for this, and kind of play around with basically want to throw the gauntlet down on for my friend of mine out here. I've only got about 6 months left before I leave Austria. Oh, it's even less. Jeez, it's only less than that now, about 5 months left. And want to have a big throwdown with his Hrud against my Black Templar and Imperial Fists. I want to make a video about that. You know, kind of a cool campaign intro, do 40K it up. And I want to keep the videos coming for this channel. I don't have any bat reps planned. Might have one later on this week. I'm going to ask a friend if he wants to play. But it's funny, like, this like pressure to make progress in the models and make the videos. I had to sit back, and I was kind of kicking myself a little bit, but like, why am I feeling this much pressure to assemble and paint and play with little plastic or resin models? But or make videos. I mean, I like making videos. I'm getting a reasonable number of subscribers. I think I'm up to 45 at latest count, which for me, you know, I didn't have any firm plans on where I wanted to be at month 1. I want to have 200 subscribers. I'm not putting out enough content really to earn myself 200 subscribers yet. I'm happy with where I am, and I'm just going to try to keep growing the channel. But it's weird, like this pressure I felt. Frankly, I didn't think about YouTube at all while I was gone. In Kenya, I was having a blast. But when I got back, I'm like, I got to get back in the groove. I got to keep up. I looked at my email, and I've got 50,000 YouTube videos to watch in there. A bunch of kids came. And, you know, I'll put this out there as a question, and I'll put this in the video title somehow. But I wonder if others are feeling the same way. And I recognize that, again, this is a hobby for me. I could walk away from it. I could put these plastic airplanes and models away anytime. I could stop anytime I want. I could put this stuff away and be perfectly fine. But I wonder if others kind of feel this pressure and to finish, to make progress on a lot of fronts. You know, how do you calibrate, or how do you determine whether you're making good pace through something? Do most of you work through one army at a time, or have a goal of, I want to paint 5 models per week? Or are you kind of scattershot like I am and do a little bit on this and a little bit on that, but then somehow, I mean, how do you deal with, I'm doing a little bit with everything, which makes I'm only making marginal progress on these things, and you look at your hobby desk, and I've got so much stuff to do. But even then, like, why do I think I have so much stuff to do? Yes, I thought I had a tournament coming up, 1,250 point Warhammer Fantasy doubles tournament. I wanted to make sure I had 1,250 points of Bretonians to play, and I'm a little short on that. But then I've also got this big game with my friend that I'm hoping to have, the 40K game, before I leave this summer and return to the States. So I've got those things that are kind of driving me. But other than that, it's not like channel content's driving me. I want to make videos for you, but it's just, I think it's interesting. It's not worrying at all to me, but it's interesting how a hobby can get you this engrossed. And all of my other hobbies, you know, I try to be a runner. There's other things I do with my life that are just as important as wargaming. Wargaming seems to take up the most amount of time, though. But it seems to be very strange with wargaming. I've never felt the need to have something like produced every so often with my other hobbies as I have with wargaming. And maybe it's because, relatively speaking, it's a fairly expensive hobby as far as hobbies go. Maybe it's because I watch it a lot and I see what other people are doing and I feel the need to keep up with a lot of people. I don't know. So I just put this question out there. It's kind of a quick hobby channel life update. So I have a lot of irons in the fire, but I'd be interested to hear how you, my loyal subscribers, kind of deal with making progress through the hobby, and how you know, sometimes you get a little burned out and you stop and you want to do something else. But how do you do you feel the same pressure to like make progress as I seem to be feeling, or am I just kind of the weird dude? Because I've got plenty of other things going on in my life, but I find myself when I sit down at my desk and I try to deliberately declutter the desk, because if I look up and see figures strewn all over it like there are right now, I don't say I get anxious, but I get a little antsy on trying to make progress on things. And again, I'm not a fast painter, but I really want to be able to take the time on certain projects, and like this big bag, which I'll do an unboxing of. I'm already a little disappointed just looking through it. I haven't opened it too much. You want to take a lot of time on some of these models, but then you look around and you're like, I have made zero progress on all these other projects. So I realized that this was a bit of a ramble, but I put this out there to solicit some feedback. This is also, I would say, a bit of a risk for me for this channel, because I've solicited some feedback and I've gotten a little bit. So you never want to ask a question and have nobody answer it, because that would just be embarrassing. But so if you guys feel up to it, you know, how do you kind of prioritize your projects? You know, I have a really bad habit of using eBay and buying, and maybe I think this is part of my problem. If I sold all the stuff that's been sitting on my shelves that I picked up on eBay or on sale at the back of a friendly local Austrian gaming store, which isn't always that friendly, and just got rid of it all. You know, all these things like, oh, I got this army for cheap on eBay, and someday I'll do it. And it's kind of in the back of your mind, like, paint me. And you don't make any progress on it. I wonder if that kind of affects you know, how you perceive your progress through the hobby. If I got rid of all that, you know, would it make it all better? If I just really limited myself to one project, I'm just not disciplined enough to do that. So how do you deal with these same issues, or do you even have these same issues? I mean, again, this isn't a plea for help. I'm not gonna, you know, you're not gonna see me in the straitjacket out at, you know, calming waters. You know, I don't have a wargaming addiction. As I start to get the twitch, you know, whatever, the withdrawal of the smell of super glue and mold lines. But I just found it funny that I'm feeling this pressure. I want to make some cool videos for you guys. Again, just to be kind of a participant in the hobby, because it's kind of a solitary hobby unless you're playing a lot. The whole building of models, it's pretty, you know, you're kind of by yourself. And I committed myself when I started this channel, again, as a way to kind of interact with others of the similarly minded folks. So I'd welcome your thoughts and your feedback. In terms of what I've got on the docket, I've got a couple of unboxings, I hope. I haven't made that much hobby progress, so you won't see too much of that. I want to go a little bit more in depth and solicit your feedback on some fantasy army thoughts. The Bretonians, I thought I had that tournament. It turns out I may have like a tournament with a bunch of guys getting together and just playing a 2,500 point tournament in a month or two. In about a month. Jeez, in about a month. And so, you know, what kind of army I'm going to have for that. You know, I want to do a separate army on, again, my Imperial Fist Black Templar project. And again, kind of give some insights. There'll be a lot of rambling like this. I tend to, watching my videos, I tend to do a fair bit of rambling. These are all unscripted, as you can probably tell. So that's what I've kind of got coming down the pike. And then I'm going to do an intro video for the Ringo Simpkins, which is the first video-based competition I've ever entered. So I've got that coming, and then maybe the occasional bat rep. So I apologize for the rambling nature of this video, but I did want to do an update and try to keep that weekly output at least coming up. And so, again, in closing, would welcome your thoughts on the whole, how do you determine whether you've been successful in your progress in your hobby? You know, perhaps I've just allowed the wall of gray plastic is getting too big. But would be interested in your thoughts. And as always, any comments, suggestions, complaints, gripes, feel free to post those as well. And hopefully I will also get to this Chaos Dwarf defense video as well, although this camera just must think it's a terrible idea because I have constant problems with it. Trying to make it. So anyways, gents, because there hasn't been a lady yet, I can tell from the analytics. Gents, hopefully ladies someday. Hope all is going well in your wargaming pursuits. And I will talk with you guys again soon.